Mikra is a biological wellness and consumer wellness company. And with me is the CEO, Faraaz Jamal, to talk about Mikra. And then the parent company is Lifeist, right? So we'll explain that corporate relationship a little bit, but let's start with Mikra. And I mean, it was really interesting to read about it because you're working with wellness on the cellular level.
Yep.
So explain what you're doing.
Yeah, so I always say that Mikra is a biological sciences company first and a consumer wellness company second. And how I explain that is essentially we work with the most bioactive compounds humanly possible, and then we pair it with our direct-to-cell technology. So we ensure that those bioactive compounds actually make it directly into your bloodstream and absorbed by your body.
Okay, so is this a pill that you take? Or?
No, we call it actually a nutraceutical gel.
Okay, so how does it work?
Yeah, so once you actually ingest what we call self, it goes through your body and it's absorbed in your jejunum, just slightly lower in your small intestine, directly by having your cells basically signaled and then allowing them to be absorbed directly.
So how do I absorb it? Do I drink it like a powder or what?
No, it's actually more like, think of it more as like a nut butter. So you just put it into your spoon or into your smoothie and just drink it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And so now explain the science behind it. Like, what does it do? How does it help with wellness?
Yeah, so we feel that that health actually starts at a cellular level. So at the most microscopic level, that's where Mikra's products are meant to actually impact your health. So I always describe your health as a still pond. And if you throw in like a really, really large rock, you start to see these reverberations just work out from where the rock hit in the pond. That's exactly how Self, Mikra's first flagship product, works. So once you do take it, it creates a whole bunch of chain reactions at a cellular level that can have impacts on your brain, your cardio, as well as your skin and your digestive health. So we essentially wanted to create total body wellness just from the microscopic level.
Okay, so it's like starting, it's almost like hydration. Like you got to start
Yeah.
with like the basic, right? And then go from there.
That's exactly it. It's essentially cellular nutrition. So we're really excited about that. And one of the things I always ask everyone is essentially, do you take a multivitamin? And if you do take a multivitamin, the majority of the time you're thinking that it's really benefiting your health and things like that. But quite honestly, if you don't have a mineral deficiency or anything of the sort, the multivitamin's kind of lost. Like you don't really absorb it at all, and quite honestly, how much innovation have you seen on the multivitamin, right? It's still just a capsule or a powder or anything like that. So we wanted to go one step further. So Self, our first iteration of our flagship product, it affects everything. So your brain, your nervous system, your muscle, your recovery. It works very, very quickly on some, and the benefits can cascade into better recovery from workouts, better sleep, better recall, spatial awareness, a whole host of things.
Yeah, I was going to ask about like what would be the day-to-day differences that people would notice.
Yeah.
So that would be it. Now, is there a precision medicine involved? Like, how do I know that my, my, peanut butter, I'll call it, would be different than somebody else's? How does that work?
Yeah, so your body and your cellular system is super smart. So that's why we're actually not customizing our product to every single individual, because we feel that your body can do the work itself. We're a bunch of chemical reactions, so we're giving you the basic building blocks to make those chemical reactions. So if you're low on a particular enzyme or anything, we give you the precursor to that enzyme, and your body has the decision to whether or not it does need to manufacture that or not.
Okay, whether it needs it or not.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And now I introduced you as the parent company is Lifeist.
Correct.
So, which also does some other things in the wellness area.
Yep.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so Lifeist is a health and wellness tech company that incubates other companies to bring them to profitability. So that's exactly what they're doing here for Mikra. They're investing heavily in Mikra because they believe in the future and the potential there, and they'll continue to incubate us all the way to profitability, and that's generally the relationship.
Okay, and just talk to me about the wellness industry in general. Like, I feel like during the pandemic, we became super aware of vitamin D and all these kind of things. I mean, is that what you're seeing from a consumer point of view?
I'm seeing a very stressed out and confused consumer.
Because of the pandemic or just life in general?
I think honestly, it's actually funny. Yeah, the pandemic was, I think it exacerbated a lot of issues. People were already stressed out, and now they're super stressed out about what's happening at a microscopic level. All the items with the vaccines and the RNA and so forth, everybody's kind of diving deeper at their health, but there's no real solution yet to actually impact your cellular health in the best way. If you walk into any store right now, you're going to be assaulted with a bunch of different supplements. And they're generally all pills, right? They're all just pseudo, they're all essentially the same. They all have roughly the same ingredients and things like that. But nobody's actually innovating on the delivery system. A lot of products right now have that liposomal type coating, which ensures that it passes through your gastric environment, which is also something that we employ with our products. But once it gets through your gastric environment, there are not a lot of products out there that have the right biological delivery system so that you are actually absorbing your health. So the pandemic has, I think, increased the total addressable market for supplements, but it's made it more crowded and more confusing. It's funny, we ran a customer survey 6 or 7 months ago, and we just asked individuals what they thought of the health and wellness industry, and a whole bunch of questions related to that. And the number one thing that stuck with me from that survey was people said that it was hard to be healthy. So we have all of these choices out there and all this opportunity, but everybody is still finding it very, very difficult to actually be healthy. So that's what we're looking to solve. If you just have to take this one product per day and it takes 10 seconds, and then you start to feel those benefits really, really quickly, it almost makes it super simple.
And where can somebody find the products?
So right now it's primarily sold at wearemikra.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming to explain this.
Appreciate it.
Okay.